What do y'all think? It's no hate, Texas. But what's the big deal with this? Apparently, Rodney Terry has a issue, right, with the horns down. A huge issue with it. And it raises the question, am I classless for throwing horns down? Or is it just a fun celebration, gesture, whatever? Well, Texas coach Rodney Terry, he took some serious offense to this. Texas, by the way, has lost 3 of their first 4 games in Big 12 play, right? Because this is their last year in the Big 12, still in Big 12. They've lost 3 of their first 4 games in Big 12 play. And last night, Texas falls to UCF on their home floor. UCF players, immediately following the game, like so many teams do, started throwing horns down. Horns down, baby, horns down. Started throwing the horns down. And Rodney Terry, again, took major exception to this, yelling at UCF players. That's classless. That's classless. We don't do that. That's classless. Don't do that shit, was the direct quote. In the postgame, Rodney Terry came out and said, quote, I'm a big believer in you win the right way, you lose the right way. You carry yourself the right way. You don't go through the handshake line or prior to getting to the handshake line and have about 6 or 7 guys putting horns down. We don't do that. He continued and said, when you do those things or kind of things, it looks very classless, and it also looks like you were just hoping to win. We never go into games hoping to win. We go into games expecting to win. So we don't act like that. We expect to win. There's a lot to unpack here. A lot to unpack here from Rodney Terry, who it seems to me like was upset about the loss, saw UCF's team celebrating, and took out his frustrations on them. I'll first say this. Rodney Terry, this is a message from me to you. And I got nothing against you. I got nothing against Texas. Got a couple friends that are Texas fans. Have had nothing but great interactions. Love that Texas is coming to the SEC. But Rodney Terry, what I would tell you is this. My friend, you are in for one rude awakening in the Southeastern Conference. You may not have to worry about players doing it, but I tell you what, every student section you go up against and every fan base practically that you go up against is going to give you relentless hell. Straight up just hell, right? And you go back to these quotes from Rodney Terry. Here's my thing. Why are you talking about what the other team's doing? Why don't you worry about your team and not playing well enough to win games? You don't do that. We don't do that. Well, you don't do that, but they wanted to do it. We're talking about 18 to 22-year-old college kids. You win a big game, and his comments very much so just sounded like, paraphrasing, act like you've been there before. So do you want to just take all the joy and the excitement out of winning? Winning is fun. Celebrate the victories, big and small. Winning is very, very fun. You should be able to celebrate those victories. And I don't think you should have to apologize for it. And I really, really hope UCF's head coach does not come out and make an apology. If I was the UCF head coach, they asked me, hey, what'd you think about these comments? I would just say, hey, listen, we won a big game. Our guys celebrated, and that's it. Next question. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Rodney Terry, that skin better thicken up, my friend, because SEC fans, it's only going to get worse. And guys, in my opinion, and I think it's so silly that like horns down is flagged, like any of this stuff is flagged. I'm not saying like there's a line, but why? Like, here's the thing. Then just get rid of the entire hand signal. A Texas guy should not be able to, after he scores a touchdown, for example, he should not be able to throw the horns up if an opponent can't score and throw the horns down. You cannot have it both ways, right? Why can a Florida player do the Gator chomp after a score If an opponent can't hit them with that right there, the throat slash. I mean, there's other things. The tomahawk chop with FSU. I've seen people do Spurs down for South Carolina, right? Instead of Spurs down. Bro, it's sports. Let's have a little fun. Let's lighten up. Let's loosen up. And Rodney Terry, you might want to toughen up, my man, because it's only going to get worse when Texas comes to the SEC. Maybe not with players. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'm sure there's a lot of players in the SEC that, and it may not be a premeditated thing, but I'm sure there's a lot of players in the SEC that are like, man, I can't wait to throw the horns down, man. We're going to throw horns down. We win. Like, it's just a natural reaction. So, Texas folks, listen, and I know it gets on your nerves, Texas folks. I love you. Happy to have you in the SEC. But Rodney Terry specifically, buckle up. Buckle up. Because SEC fans, they are relentless. And it will be unlike anything Rodney Terry or his team have ever experienced.